guys, my name is Brad Arbic, and I am a powerlifter in the USPA Federation. I'm a 308 raw lifter with a total of 2,000 pounds. If you talk to most of the top lifters, or many top lifters, they all follow some type of routine, some type of program, something that's written out in a kind of a very progressive format where the workload that they take on gets larger over a period of time or whatever. If you speak to most of those lifters, you'll also find that there's a great level of intuition that goes into the training as well. With intuition, what I mean is kind of knowing when you should dial it back and knowing when you should really kind of step on the gas and get after it and push harder and maybe train a little bit longer than you think that you should, or that what the program calls for, or whatever. And that intuition kind of comes, it really sharpens with time, but it's something that you can develop very, very early on. And one of the best parts about being a lifter or getting into lifting, one of the best times is right in the beginning, because you have a great amount of flexibility with what you can do and still achieve results. The more elite that you get, the harder and harder it is to see gains from the activities that you perform. Whereas if you're a very new lifter, you can gain from or grow from just about anything that you do. That's a really great time to develop that intuition with your training and to develop that kind of feel-based sense of yourself. And so sometimes that may manifest itself in knowing when you need to take a day off. The program may not say that you should take the day off, but only you know your body. So if you have hired somebody, or there's an external person as your trainer who has written your program for you, they aren't you. They don't know how you feel. They don't know how your body responds. They don't know those internal factors that only you will know. You need to learn in your training process how to trust that internal voice, how to trust those internal factors. So you get a sense of yourself, you get a sense for what works and what doesn't, and throughout time, that sense of yourself gets sharpened. And so you come to know, hey, this is a bad thing for me to attempt, or this is a good thing for me to attempt. Now, I've kind of talked about dialing back and knowing when not to do something, but also with that sense of yourself comes a knowledge of when you should push, and when it is okay to get a little bit more aggressive with your training and do something that maybe the program didn't call for. The sense of awareness, the sense of intuition is something that you can begin working on immediately. You can begin implementing into your training the very first day that you train, and it's something that you'll continue to hone through the entire duration of your lifting career. You'll continue to sharpen and refine that sense to know when you should push something, when you should dial back, all that kind of stuff. But it does not take an elite lifter or an expert to know certain things about your body and to know certain things about how you will respond to training on any given period of time. Now, that also may extend into external influencers as well. When there are times where you're under extreme duress, and so again, with that sense of intuition, you may need to take that into account into your training, where the training program doesn't take into account those life stresses. Because whenever you sat down and wrote your program, or whoever, your coach, wrote your program, they didn't know that at whatever point in time in the training program that you would have some tragedy in the family, or etc. This stuff you need to have lots of patience for. You need to understand that some of these goals is a long-term strategy. So just to kind of wrap this up, this is a short conversation on developing intuition into your training program. because more than likely the program that you're following or whatever, those concepts in that program were probably written in a vacuum, in the sense that they did not account for the life stresses that are currently going on in your life. There's no way that a coach or a program developer could account for the life stresses that you have going on. So that's where the intuition really becomes critical, is you have to know when to step it back or when to step it up according to how you feel. Training at the end of the day is a very individual event, so you have to know what's right for you. And I hope that the information or this conversation helps you out when looking at your own training, then trying to decide what's best for you. I wish you all the best luck in your training, and we'll see you soon.